About a month ago, my daughter and I went to South Carolina to compete at Fittest of the Coast. This video is the story of our competition weekend, a little behind the scenes in how competition prep works, how nutrition for competition works, and how to handle your mindset for competition. So we made it to Charleston. We got the car. We're driving around a little Fiat 500 stick shift. Thing's kind of cool. We're headed to the Airbnb now, and then I'm going to go to the grocery store after I kind of scope out what the deal is with the Airbnb. So in this place we have a little fridge, we got a tiny little microwave, little baby sink, we got a mini gas stove here with, looks like a little tiny oven. So we're going to cook up some food in here tonight, have some basic simple plain food. We got a freezer.
This is so cute.
And then got this nice little tiny bathroom.
This is so
little
cute.
Mini washer dryer, everything we need.
And come here. Show them that we have a closet.
Show them that we have a closet.
Yeah.
We also have a closet.
Yeah.
In a minute, we're gonna head up to the grocery store to get some stuff. Now, when it comes to competition, I try to do everything exactly the same as like my normal routine. I think that a big mistake that people make is they'll go to the competition and they won't be prepared food-wise. And that is really important the day of the competition. You don't want to mess with your gut. You don't want to mess with like your routine. So if you can bring as much of your normal routine with you as possible, then that's going to be ideal. I think that you should try and eat throughout the competition day, kind of depending on what your schedule is. My schedule for this competition is a little bit weird, competing in the evening. So I'm going to try and just eat normal food throughout the day, keep it clean, keep it pretty simple, pretty whole food based, and that's how I do my diet normally anyways. So we're gonna hit the grocery store. I do recommend always, if you can, try to book an Airbnb if you're traveling to the location to compete, because having access to a kitchen and being able to like make healthy food for yourself or make clean food for yourself is going to be key to not like messing with your gut the day before or the day of or whatever. So don't want to be eating off food trucks and don't want to just be like snacking on bars and that kind of stuff. I don't think that's the way to do it. Okay, so we just got back from the grocery store. It was like 120-ish bucks. And here's what we got. A couple containers just to like put food in. We got some fruit, blueberries, raspberries, bananas, little mini clementines, and some apples. Yeah, we got little carrots. Wait, we're not there yet. For spices, we got salt, we got some hot sauce, and then we got some salt-free Chipotle Southwest. We're basically just gonna take this ground beef, and then I'm just gonna season it with that Chipotle stuff. And we have sweet potatoes for carbs, just gonna cook these in the microwave. A couple avocados, eggs for breakfast, butter obviously for the eggs and the sweet potatoes and everything else. We got some peas and some tiny little carrots, rice cakes, these yogurts, and then a little oatmeal. So that's what we got for the next few days. Might need to get some more food, but that is pretty much the haul and what we're looking at for competition weekend. So we're here at the North Charleston Coliseum, the convention center. We're going to watch my partner who I'm competing with tomorrow. We're doing pro team, she's doing pro indie, so she's competing today and tomorrow morning, and then we start team tomorrow evening and Sunday. All right, here's Teresa. This is what we're voting for, okay? Let's go, Teresa! There you go, come on, move that thing, let's go! Whoa, those look so yummy. First day of the competition. Here's what we got for breakfast. Eggs, avocado. This is a pretty standard thing for me every day. 4 eggs, half an avocado, and then some fruit. We'll see how this goes. I might have one of these little oatmeal packs in some yogurt. But that is our breakfast for today. It's the morning of the competition, and I briefly wanted to talk about competition mindset. It really depends. Every competition is different. In person, Some people do a lot better than they do in training. Some people really struggle to push themselves hard in training, and getting into a live in-person competition can really help you find that extra edge, which will help you then hopefully in training use that extra edge to kind of push yourself to the next level. As far as like the day of the competition, I would just try and keep everything as consistent as you can. Just like I said with the nutrition side of things, you don't want to do anything that's out of the ordinary. So if you normally have a routine with coffee or breakfast or whatever, like stick to your normal stuff as best you can. Stick to your normal food, stick to your normal stretching. The one thing that you won't be able to be consistent with is going to be the time that you work out, because it's kind of not really up to you. So like, for example, tonight is my first event is at 5:45 p.m. My last event tonight is at 8 p.m. I don't work out that late. I'm used to training in the morning. So in this type of situation, as long as I'm not tired and as long as I'm not like super full and like ready to like lay down to bed, then it'll be fine. The main thing that you want as far as competition is just to keep everything consistent, because that will keep your mindset pretty level. And then all you have to do is focus on the task at hand. Now, when it comes to being in the competition, when you're training, it is important for you to figure out your pacing, to be strategic, to break things up, and to try and, build towards working towards bigger unbroken sets and doing this and that. When you're competing, it needs to be everything you've got, but sometimes if you give too much, then you can blow up early. So you're always towing that line. You never want to go into a competition like cautious. You always want to go in confident and with a plan. If you're going to hold a specific pace, hold that pace, keep your plan. The good thing about being in an in-person competition is you can see everyone beside you, right? And if you see everyone starts to move on to the next movement, then you know that you have to like make up some ground. If there's something that you are exceptional at and you're like, man, this is my jam, this is wheelhouse for me, then you need to capitalize on that. You need to maximize as many reps and as much points as you can in your strengths. In CrossFit, everybody has strengths and weaknesses, and it's really just about maximizing your strengths and minimizing your weaknesses. The other thing is, like, I see people that are newer to competition, they walk in and they see all of these other people that are their competition, they're all these competitors, and they start to kind of like shrivel up. Like, I would walk into whatever venue it is, and obviously, like, don't say this out loud, but I would look at everybody like they're your opposition, right? That is, that's the competition. So we can be friends, we can be cordial, but like, you need to be, looking at them with your sunglasses on, like you're ready to fight. So sometimes with events, especially larger events, they'll have a corral period. Warming up for competition is not like, it's not the same as warming up for training. You need to be ready to go with a lot less in competition. You can spend time warming up. There will be a warm-up time. But if you go to a bigger competition, a lot of times they'll corral before they release the heats. You'll warm up, and then you'll sit in a corral for 10 minutes before you go out to the event. And so when you touch that first bar or you touch that first movement, it's like you're going to be pretty cold anyways. So I wouldn't overly warm up. When you're in the middle of the event, give it your all. There's no holding back. There's a bunch of mental gymnastics that you can do to tell yourself it's going to be okay, or that you're tough, or that you can keep moving on. I would just relish in the event. Try to just live in the moment and push yourself as hard as you can. Talk to yourself. There's a constant loop going on in your head where you're talking to yourself about the event. You're talking to yourself about how you feel. You're talking to yourself about your competition around you. Make sure that you're saying the right things. Make sure you're saying right from the very beginning, I'm tough. I'm tough as nails. I got this. I'm a beast. Just breathe. My body feels great. This is going to feel light. I'm nasty at this movement. Whatever. Just like positive self-talk should be the constant loop track in your head while you're during the event, before the event, and then after the event. Don't beat yourself up about the results. You need to be okay with doing your best and it being not enough. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But if you ruin the next event because you were so negative about how you did in the previous event, sometimes that is what will hold you back. Maybe you're not in the place that you wanted to be after the first event. that means it's time to move. It's time to work harder. It's time to, tune up the mindset even more. Turn that ship around. If you commit to not doing well because you already didn't do well on one event, then that's going to be the story of the day. Go in with the idea that you're going to do your very best and that that's going to be enough. And that is all you need to do. And if you do that, the results should speak for themselves. And then it comes down to like, how did your training go? How did your practice go? Did you do what you needed to do in the gym? And if you didn't, or if now you know what you need to do, then that's what the competition helped you find out. I'm competing tonight. I'm going to go watch my daughter compete, watch Teresa do a couple more events, and then come home for lunch. I'll cook up that ground beef, and then we'll get after it later tonight. Where? Oh, hey, there you are. Where's she? She came out of nowhere, huh? That's crazy. That's crazy. We didn't even see her. Okay, I'm gonna help you up with your workout, okay, while Teresa warms up. All right, kid. Stay right here. Chill out. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. You competing? Yeah. Yep. Awesome. Jump on a plate. Here, go 1. Come on, Harper! 6 squats! There you go!
Come on, go!
Gotta go over it, Harper!
Go back!
Good! There you go! Hey, Harper! Good job! Okay, so we just got back to the Airbnb. Harper just did her competition. So we're back at home and I am gonna cook up the ground beef and the sweet potatoes. I am gonna have this for lunch. I'll probably have a snack like in the early afternoon, but I don't want a lot of heavy food in my stomach right before I'm about to go compete. So because this is an Airbnb, this is literally like the smallest pan possible and these utensils are like super cheap, but you got to do what you got to do, and I think it's definitely better than eating off food trucks, eating at restaurants and fast food. This will at least allow you to kind of stay on track, eat something clean and not feel like crap during your workout. In addition to this, I will be making also some frozen peas. So frozen peas are kind of a hack for getting some vegetables in. They taste good, they're easy to make, and yeah, that's what we're doing for food. Something like that. And that's what we're working with. This is lunch. A little ground beef, added a little avocado from this morning, and then same thing, packed for in between events. So we're headed back to the Coliseum for the evening of events. Took a little nap, got some lunch, just ate a banana, getting some coffee. So we got 2 workouts. The first one is tank push, handstand walk, double dumbbell deadlift, handstand walk tank push, I think. And then the second one is a 2-parter. It is one partner does 40 thruster, 40 chest to bar. The other partner does 20, 12, 8 of the same movements. 6-minute time cap for both partners to finish. And then 1-minute transition to 3 minutes of max reps of clean and jerks, 245 for the guys, and 170, I think, for the girls. So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited to compete. I feel really good. Feel fueled up, feel ready to rock. me, finished the handstand walk, didn't finish the tank push at the end, but yeah, felt pretty good. I'd never pushed a tank before, so weird in that first push, but after that it kind of made sense. I didn't feel like the tank push really did anything but waste a bunch of time, so it wasn't like that hard. It wasn't long enough of a distance, I don't feel, to be that hard. Whenever I compete, I like to eat as soon as I finish, so I had a rice cake like as soon as I walked into the back room. I'm having a protein shake, another rice cake, and I had an apple. So I have another banana as well in my bag, which I might eat in like 20 minutes maybe, but that was the first event. We have one more at 8 o'clock. I, again, want to eat, want to get some carbs, want to get some protein, want to get some fuel back in my system, but not too much to where, you know, it's sitting heavy in my stomach or anything like that. So eat as much as you can, but not too much to where it makes you feel bad. Whew, all done for the day. That one was hard. I went 30, 10, 25, 8, 7 on the pull-ups, and then just kind of like blew up. So had to sprint that one because it was 2 scores. And if I didn't go that hard on the first part, probably wouldn't have finished. And so, you know, it was what it was. Failed some reps on the clean and jerk, which was tough, but on to tomorrow. And it's all over. That was a blast. That was the toughest competition that I've been in. The competition was fierce. Every single one of those teams had multiple games athletes or semifinal athletes. So it was definitely a tough competition, but it was a lot of fun. I'm glad that I did it. Really kind of push my limits there, and I think that's really important when it comes to training. I think that, you know, sometimes people don't push themselves hard enough, and sometimes a competition can be that thing that really shows you where that extra little bit that you have in you is. So highly recommend going out there, doing a competition. Doesn't have to be one of this size, it can be a local competition, but push your limits. It's an important part of fitness and of training and of life. So I hope this video was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. YouTube will recommend another video here that you should watch from me next, and I'll see you in the next one.